yellow banana, blue vanilla, bubble gum. It's just those fun flavors. And
Now they have more colors than ever. It's hard to choose.
I get mochi with the hopia ice cream, and then I even put lihimoy on top.
With the coconut and the condensed milk.
The works.
I thought shave ice was known as shave ice all over. Grew up with that. I did not know until I got way older that it was called snow cones. And you had big chunks of crystals in there, ice crystals. And our shave ice was always like powdery snow.
there's something about eating a shave ice in Hawaii.
It's iconic.
I mean, when the tourists come here, you go to any of these shave ice places, and the line is long because they all know that they gotta go get some shave ice from Hawaii.
It's not like a slushie, it's not a snow cone, like it's shave ice, like it's different.
We have an opportunity to share aloha with a lot of people. Hi, my name is David Yamashiro. I'm from Oahu originally, grew up in Moanaloa.
My name is Ululani Yamashiro. I'm originally from Kīʻaha.
We did spend a lot of time, a lot of years in the Pacific Northwest. When we moved to the mainland, it was actually Ulu that wanted to share Oahu-style shave ice, what we grew up eating, with everyone up there. Every year she would say, David, I want to move back to Hawaii. But this time there was something different about how serious she was.
Well, what we hear is a lot of times when people move away from Hawaii, it is really, really hard to come back home and to survive, right? So that was one of the scariest pieces. How are we going to make this happen? How are we going to be able to live?
And every time that she would mention that, we would pass some place that had either shaved ice, snow cones, to that nature. December of 2008, we moved to Maui, setting a shop up, a brick and mortar location. I wanted to be as optimistic as I could be, but it's pretty hard to be optimistic when for the first month, I'm telling them, all right, I did good. Today I did 15 shave ice from 10 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. But after that, we didn't realize it at the time, but social media was also first starting. Once we got on TripAdvisor, the amount of raving fans and the reviews that came forward as a result of that was crazy. People were from all over Maui was driving out to Lahaina. We saw the need for us to expand.
My family growing up in Wai'ehu, it was Tom's Mini Mart. Maybe a decade or so later, this new shave ice comes up, Ululani's, and my brother, he was telling our family all about it, like, you gotta go here. And it was amazing. Now it's my go-to. I tell everyone if they come to Maui, they have to go to Ululani's.
We wanted them to be able to get the best of what Maui had to offer at our shop. And to make it truly memorable, it's serving it with aloha. And if we can achieve that, then we're creating such a memorable experience between a quality shave ice product along with the best service that they've ever had.
My go-to order is lihimoi and lychee with the snow cap.
With vanilla ice cream, malona, and pog.
It's blue vanilla with snow cap.
I really like that they're like really fruity.
And you have to get the ice cream on the bottom.
We were really blessed with Maui, the reception that Maui gave to us. The people that we met, the love, the way that they embraced us was really amazing.
People know if I can take it down to his place, okay, we get all the things. But let me just smell this one. I don't want to use it.
One of the differentiating pieces about Ululani is that every flavor that we have, it is our own recipe. But there's a lot of different pieces that come into making syrup that people don't realize.
Now you can see what goes into the puree. Okay, what we're doing is just cut them in quarters if you like. And then I'm going to show you the next step. go with special spoon and just take them out. That's it. See, I straining them. See water coming out? I'm gonna put that inside with the liquor. That is the key. You see how we get all these different flavors inside of there? This is the part that he would get the puree, and then from here, he's gonna add the sugar, the simple syrup, then he's gonna turn that into something special.
What they do over here is they put the ingredients together and then we send the ingredients to the shops. There's a lot of different business models. We chose to take it to the point where we're making all of our own syrups. That's the purees that we got yesterday. Flavor enhancer, some fruit oils. With locals, this is a definite go-to. Part of our inspiration in terms of what we consider to be really good shave ice was the fineness of the ice. That fine shave, that was something that we aspired to attain for a long time. Once we knew how to get that fine shave, teach it, and achieve the consistency with that, that opened a lot of doors to it actually being a quality, refined product. That's the degree of what we wanted to serve, and there's different tiers, and we're using the highest level. So this is our water purification system. This is an ultraviolet blast over there. What we do is we trim all of these out so that when it goes in the machine, it's flat. So we do a lot of extra steps, but it makes it a lot easier for the shavers. We're grateful for our team, our family, taking the pride to make the best ice that they can make, to make the best syrups that we can make.
I love that the shave ice can have this exploration of creativity.
Traditionally, we always think of those flavors that have been around for a long time, but there's other flavors that are kind of hidden and really create a whole new branch of shave ice.
The most fun variation that I've seen as of late is down in Lahaina at Breakwall, where they're actually doing alcoholic shave ice. Ah, man, can you imagine? All right, Sheldon, wrap it up. You've had 7 shave ice already.
We do mango margaritas and we do Mai Tais, we do daiquiris. We're one of the only places in Hawaii that does alcoholic shave ice. They're really fun, and for adults that are here on vacation wanting to have a good time, on Front Street, it's a different type of experience. I opened the business on March 1st, 2012, which also happened to be the day that all the power went out in Lahaina, but I made $75 on the first day and kind of went from there. I was a lot younger back then when I was running the shop, and so we'd have a lot of parties when the shop would be closed, and we would make shave ice with the alcohol, but we didn't have a liquor license at that time, so it was just kind of just a fun thing to do, close the doors and have a little party. But then years later, when we opened up our first restaurant and we did have a liquor license, there was that aha moment where we realized, like, we are now able to do the things that we did back then. We now can make money off of them. We kind of typically look at, like, what are the most popular drinks out there, or what will work with shave ice. Certain things work really well, like Bailey's works amazing. We even have one that has like Bailey's and iced coffee and chocolate and cream sauce on top. So I definitely think, like, it's cool to keep something classic, but there always is room for, like, doing new fun things. When we went to Japan, me and Dave, my business partner, we've also kind of taken that inspiration, kakigori, Japanese shave ice, kind of just taken a little bit of theirs and made it our own,
The earliest stories of shave ice trace back to the Japanese immigrants in Hawaii's plantations in the mid to late 1800s. At the time, they used blocks of ice to create a version of kakigori, or Japanese shave ice. after the signing of the Reciprocity Treaty of 1875. Chinese, Japanese, Portuguese, Korean, and Puerto Rican immigrant laborers made their way to Hawaii's plantations. Oftentimes, once the sugar plantation was large and well established, other operations would be added on, like electric companies and ice companies. This addition of ice to the sugar plantations brought forth a crossover that enabled immigrant communities to produce the shave ice we've come to love throughout the islands. It's one way to remember the notable period of immigrant laborers and sugar plantations here in Hawaii.
I grew up in Spanish Bee Camp. The plantation living, the lifestyle was way different from living outside of a plantation. And I think it was special. We were poor. We were like a culture unto itself, the plantation. All the different nationalities, but we still were like a culture unto itself because of the lifestyle of the plantation. You have Hawai'i Camp. Hawai'i Camp, this is part of Hawai'i Camp, this house. The Lunas, the big bosses used to live in these homes, not us. We had small homes that we lived in. We were separate from the people who lived in Hawai'i Camp. So they had their own country club and they had their own pool, and we couldn't go swim in any of those places. We couldn't go in there. I'm currently a docent at the Punani Sugar Museum for school children. Like anything else, once something disappears and is gone, they still need to study it and they need to learn about it so that they know where their roots came from. And I tell the kids, go back home and ask your family, did anybody in our family work in the plantation? And I bet a lot of the answers will be yes. They're connected. We're all connected. Hawaii, is what it is today, I think in part due to the plantation culture. And all the people that came from all over the world. And you have all these descendants now all living here. And that's why we're so all different, all kapakahi, all mixed up, because you share. We all share the different cultures with other people, nationalities, their food, the way they did things. We all shared in that.
When these thousands of immigrants came to Hawaii to work in the plantations, they couldn't speak each other's language. You had Portuguese people trying to talk to Chinese people, trying to talk to Puerto Rican people. And so they had to find a way to communicate with one another. So they blended words together. Eventually, in the context of wherever they were working, they were able to find some kind of term that they all were able to understand. So now that's what we call pidgin today.
Like, it's not shaved ice, it's shave ice. The word is already pidgin.
I don't know the specific time where shave ice became ice shave in Hilo, but Hilo get their own little pidgin. Well, anywhere, right? If you travel through the islands, that has its own uniqueness, and language is a big part of it.
But there is the difference, right? What we know as traditional cultural Hawaiian cuisine. Laulau, poi, or kalua pig, to name a few.
All these beautiful cultures that came afterwards that influenced our culinary landscape. Put them all together. And
it's just local food. Respectfully, shave ice is not a traditional Hawaiian food and is more of a local treat.
There's a lot of creative people out there that are doing cool stuff with shave ice. I love what people are doing with these natural flavors, taking natural, local, organic fruit and making these beautiful syrups with it. Some ono.
A lot of people like to joke the ice organic, no. But all of our syrups are, and everything is homemade. I'm originally from Kona. My husband is from Hilo. We are co-owners. We have 2 kids. When my son was about 4 years old, he started asking for shave ice because his friends would go and get it. And I looked at the ingredients and I was like, sorry, you can't have that, And then my husband and I were just like, why isn't anybody doing this the natural way in Hilo? And we randomly saw a shave ice machine on Craigslist and we bought it. And it was sitting in our living room for about 6 months staring at us until we finally went for it. In the beginning, there was a lot of pressure to offer the traditional syrups as well, but I stuck to my guns and I'm glad I did because it's become our thing. It's still sugar, but it's organic sugar. We don't do the food colorings, and a lot of people these days are really appreciating that. Choosing to source locally It's worth it to me, so our flavors change a little bit depending on what's locally available. I'll never forget this family that came one time, and the little boy came up to me and he said, you know, I've had shave ice before and it always made my tummy hurt, and this one didn't make my tummy hurt. And I was like, that's it, that right there is why we're doing this, you know? It was very, very rewarding. Of course, the rainbow is our most popular. We call it the Kula rainbow. So it's blueberry, strawberry, and mango over vanilla ice cream. But ours is naturally colored. So a lot of times people come up and they're like, I'll have blue and green. We're like, well, we have blueberry, but it's a little more purple. That's another thing. It's kind of nice to introduce some people to this concept because they're like, why don't you have bubblegum flavor? And I'm like, because that's, you know, just artificial flavor. There's no bubblegum tree around here, you know? We're really proud to offer all organic syrups. We do very simple ingredients and no coloring, especially families, mothers often come up to us and they say, thank you for doing it this way. And it's very rewarding for us because they appreciate so much what we're doing. It just feels right.
The quality that people put into the shave ice represents Hawaii because we really take pride in it, and so we make it really good, and that's what kind of differentiates us, and that's why people need to experience it.
I always go back to the term use what get. And these guys were smart enough of making something tasty out of bare minimal. You block ice and shaving it down and putting tasty syrup on top.
I think we have to do all we can to retain that sense of ownership that can have a mom and pop operation and make a living, because it does create the culture and the uniqueness of the island.
It takes very little to make a delicious dessert. And I think that's why shave ice has come to mean so much to especially the local people, because, you know, you use what you have, but we make one delicious snack.